The podcast about early identification and referral helps officers understand how to help families, especially children, who have been exposed to violence. According to the podcast, as of 1999, there was not adequate help for children and families who have been exposed to violence. The police officers were the first point of contact during these crimes, and then would also be making the house calls later, but had no proper training on how to help children and their families who have been exposed to this sort of trauma. According to the NCJRS website, an operational definition for police discretion is an official action taken by a criminal justice official based on the individual's judgment about the best course of action. Some factors that influence a police officer's decision about whether to make an arrest or not are the seriousness of the crime, how much evidence they have, preference of the victim, and the relationship between the victim and the suspect, according to the NCJRS website. The podcast helps shed new light for the arresting officers to realize all the victims in the situation. It is not just only the person who was physically hurt, but also the children or whoever else was in the room who witnessed such a violent act. Through working with mental health professionals, the police can help all victims, and when making the arrest can help the children realize why they're arresting and who they're arresting, and help them understand to not be upset and angry in case it is a family member who is being arrested. The police officers have to use discretion in all aspects of making arrests. Officers are made to follow the Standard Operating Procedure Manual, which, according to Taylor and Frisch, is the compilation of policies and procedures for each law enforcement agency. The SOP gives the officers a proper guidance on how to operate and use discretion when making arrests. Although, despite these guidances, abuse of discretion can occur, which in turn makes juveniles have a bad attitude and outlook towards officers. Proper discretion needs to be used in all aspects of the law between the offender, the police officer, and the victims to ensure all lines of communication stay and remain open.